What up guys, my name is Kong and today I'll be talking about Spawn, the live action movie, okay? Not the animated TV show, but the live movie. So let's talk about, we all know what Spawn is. Spawn is the Hell Spawn, he's the Hell's general, and he is supposed to lead the Hell's army to destroy Heaven's army. That is the premises. But however, let me talk about what I did like about this movie. I like the clown. I thought he was really good. The actor who plays him really good. I like Al. I like Michael J. White. He does a really Michael J. White does a really good job with Spawn. Who else? I like Cogliastros. Really interesting. Really good. I like Jason Wynn. Does a really good, it's okay job. I think Martin Sheen, he does a really good job. What else did I like? Yeah, I like some of the action sequence here is really good, especially the part where he kind of camouflage. He turned his hand into sort of like squid. His cape, his suit. What else? Just his power. You get to see a little bit of his power. His chain, really interesting. I like that. What else did I like about this? I like the Violator. I thought the Violator looked really good for this time. The movie of this time. Well, I guess I should say for this kind of movie that was made in this. I'm sorry. The CGI of Violator was good for this time. Of this kind of movie that was made. So Violator looked good actually, and when you think it, especially towards the end, he looked really realistic. It doesn't quite look fake. So I like that. I like the Violator transformation. Really interesting. What else did I like? I just like the Spawn costume. They really try to, sort of mimic the look of Spawn in the comic book, and it's really nice that they try to stay true to the Spawn costume, the Spawn armor. So what else did I that's it. Let's talk about what I don't like about this movie. It's a little campy. The CGI isn't that great. I understand it was made in like the late 90s, so the CGI isn't great at the time, which I could forget this movie because it was made during that time. What else here? The special effect isn't that great. I'm sorry, I said that again. The special effect isn't that great. The story isn't as dark as I would like, because in the animated is really dark. It's dark and bloody and violence is all the Spawn is, all of what Hell is on Earth. But we don't get to see here. It seems a little. I think it's rated PG. I think if I'm correct, it just doesn't capture sort of the mystique of Spawn, or the ambiance of darkness, violence, and darkness, brutality, the evilness of the darkness. You don't get to see in this movie. It's a little, it just doesn't have the tonality or the idea what is to be a Spawn, or what is to be sent to hell, or what is to fight against I guess a representative, or to fight against an angel. Those sort of things you don't get in this movie. It sort of fell short of the comic book, even fell short of the animated show. So it's not as good as it should be, because this is such a this character has a lot of depths to him. There's a lot of history, especially in the comic book. There's like over 300, maybe I think about 400 issues of Spawn by now. So there's more, I would say, more material they could have drawn from. So what else I did not like? I didn't like Jason Wynn. I didn't feel like he was more a maniacal character, plotting. Feel like he's kind of like a low thug. Feel like he just a minion. And Terry, he didn't feel like he was a genuine friend of Al. I mean, he cheated on his friend, married his girl, had kids with this girl. I guess that's the kind of betrayal. I mean, yes, I think that do happen in the comic book, true. It just didn't feel like a real betrayal to Al, to Spawn, or at least to me. I just feel like there's nothing to it. You don't get to see the relationship between Spawn and Al and Terry. You don't. And then what else? You don't get to see another Cogliastro of his history, of who he is, where he came from. All we get is a little bit. He fought with the kingdom of Saxony. That was it. That's all. And then what else? We didn't get enough story or backstory of the Violator. I mean, he's such a great villain. He's such a crazy clown. We don't get any of that. We don't even get the brutality or the viciousness or the violence of the clown. We don't get that. It's short of that. It's not even short. You don't really see any of that. So this movie very fall flat on his face. It just doesn't excuse me. It doesn't have the violence and the brutalities and fatalities and the cruelness of the animated show or even the comic book. It doesn't have any of that. To me, this movie is too clean. It's too clean. It's just too clean. It just doesn't have any blood. It doesn't have any violence that would only you can see in a comic book or in the animated show. So it doesn't have any of that. It's just too clean. So what was the rating I give this movie, guys? I give it a 4 out of 10. And I'm a Spawn fan. But critically, I have to give it a 4 because the story isn't that great, the CGI isn't that great, the tonality isn't that great, the feel of the movie isn't that great, the mystique of Spawn isn't that great. It just wasn't well made. It wasn't well written. It just didn't have the mystique of Spawn, the idea of heaven and hell, and you don't even get to see an angel at all. You only see demons. The only demon you see is Malebolgia and Violator. That's it. It's just, and they don't really sort of carry the story or make Spawn fight for what he wants. He do, but in a really weak way, really unrememberable way. So yes, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It's not the best movie. It's not even a great Spawn movie. I think you should watch the animated HBO series. I think that is even better, especially the first season. It's way better. Or just read the comic book, guys. Read the comic book. That's even better. Much more enriching than the movie. Even more than the animated show. Read the comic book, guys. Anyways, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse some of my YouTube channels. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. Thank you so much and take care, guys. Bye-bye.